Hello. Hi everyone, good morning. Till today, we have studied various kinds of concepts that we have in this XCUI test. In the today's session on this mobile, how exactly I can launch a Safari browser, I just want to show you a simple example for which I'm creating a function here and make sure that the function is starting with the test keyword so that you can have this play icon. And there's a test, I'm specifying browser launch. And usually we use it to write let app is equal to XCUI application. This XCUI application means the source code that we are using. But right now, I need to identify the bundle identifier for that app. So basically, com.apple.mobile Safari is the usual bundle ID for the Safari browser, which is there in that particular mobile. And now app.launch, and after that sleep for 5 seconds, and again app.terminate is the one that I'm using. That's it, guys. I haven't created much code here as of now. As part of the basic scenario, I'm launching the Safari browser and I'm waiting for few seconds and I'm terminating it. Okay, let me hit this play button and let us see how exactly the program is gonna execute. Okay, let's wait for a minute and let us see this chunk. Okay, it's executing. Okay, it's executing that particular chunk and it should launch the browser and it should terminate it. Let's wait. Okay, as the very first time it's asking the credentials. Let me enter my system credentials. And after that, it should establish a connection with it. Let us see. See, the Safari browser got launched and it executed successfully. It will wait for a few seconds and it got terminated. So this is the way I launched the Safari, right? After launching the Safari, you need to consider this. Okay, you need to consider this as, okay, you need to consider this as a text feed. Okay, you need to consider this as a text field. So what exactly you can do is, okay, so what exactly you can do is, this is the button. Basically, if you observe, this is the button where you are typing down that URL, right? So what I'm doing right now means add a breakpoint here and let us try to debug this particular application and see what's happening and what's it printing on the browser. So here I'm using PO app. So I'm just going with the regular PO of an app itself. So here, if you can see, the bunch of other elements got displayed and there are multiple buttons are there. See, one button is a identifier URL and the value is search for enter whatever you are doing. So it means this, it is considering it as a button which has an identity URL. So what I am doing means pivot.app.buttons basically, in which whichever the button is having a URL, tap on it. So if you see this, it performed a tap operation on it. Now, copy this particular command. So initially I created a basic program. Now I just want to perform some operations on that. Okay. Now again, here I'm using a pivot app dot. I know it looks like a text field. Let us see the various text fields that we have. And this text field basically, okay, it's having an identity as a URL itself and it has a label as an address and this is a placeholder. So what I'm gonna do right now means this URL where in which I wanna type www.libby.com. I just entered this value and hit enter button. And if you see right now on the browser that URL got entered. Now I need to click on this go button here. So for now, copy this URL command and place it here. And next, the point is I want to click on this go button. My requirement is pretty much clear, right? So here, what I'm going to do right now means buttons. Whichever the buttons are there, first of all, print those buttons, out of which I understood that clear text is a button, tabs is a button, scroll up and see for the go button as well. So for the Go, it has this. So now clear it. Buttons of a Go dot tap. I want to tap it. See, if you see right now, it performed a click operation on it and the URL was opened on that particular browser. Perfect. Now copy this particular line and let's place it here. Okay, that's fine. So we have just performed this particular activity right now. And after that, we are waiting for around 10 seconds to load the application. And now this screen got loaded right now. And then the next point that I want to do right now is PO of app.buttons. Whichever the buttons are there, get all those buttons here. And if you scroll up, let us see the buttons that were displayed out over there and see if we can handle any of those buttons. So here, that's the toolbar. URL is there, back button is there, forward button is there, share button is there. Okay, and below that page format, a reload button is there. Okay, reload button is there, and reload button and all those buttons are related to, see here, all those buttons are related to here itself. These are the screens. There is a reload button, right? So let us try to click on that reload button. Okay, let us try to click on that reload button and check whether it is working or not. So here, scroll up and let us see the reload button locator where it is a page formatter button, reload button. Okay, now buttons dot reload button dot tap. So, it should reload that particular screen. Perfect. Even that action got completed. Now place it. And after that, add a sleep command for a few seconds. Perfect. Now after this one, I just want to terminate my browser. Maybe you can get the title also. So here, app dot, and it's a web view basically, right? So here what I am doing right now means, let us do right now pivo app dot web view. So web view will list down whether there is a web page inside that or not. There is a web view which has an identity. So right now what I am doing right now means pivo of a web view, there is only one web view that it was recognized. Dot, I want to get the static text. Okay, I want to get the static text. So let us see whether it has any static text in that particular web view or not. See, these many static texts are there in that particular web page. Okay, these many static texts are there in that particular web page. So see here, the beginner tutorial, bunch of static texts are there in this particular web view. And even if you want, what I can do means web view dot, if at all any buttons are there, let us try to handle those buttons. So I'm just checking how many buttons are there. See, these are the various buttons that we have inside that particular screen. Okay, these are the various buttons that you have inside that particular screen. Depending on our need, we can pick any of the static text, or you can pick any one of those buttons and we can perform any of these operations. Okay, perfect. So this is the way. So, as it is a web view, you can use a web view and the static text, whichever the static text that you want, you can go with that static text and you can perform those operations. You can perform those operations. That's it. Okay, static text. Now, I have created my code right now. Let's go back to this one. Let's finish it up. Okay, let's finish it up. Now, let's try to run this program and see how this is going to work. I don't want this breakpoint. Let me try to run this function and let's see. Okay, whichever the execution is happening, let's kill it. And now let's try to run this function and let us see. Okay, so it should launch a Safari browser in which it should open the libby.com. It should again reload it. And then, okay, after that, it should reload that particular instance. And how many static texts are there inside the web view? It should get all those static texts. In between, we added a sleep for 10 seconds. And after that, it will terminate that. After getting the static text, it will terminate that particular things. Okay, perfect. Done the deal. And immediately a question that comes in our mind, Surendra, can we use it for the complete automation here? So the problem out over here is whichever the native methods that you are using in mobile automation APM, you can't use all those methods in this browser level. So the basic operations like opening, just doing some activities, getting some text, all those things we can do. Apart from that, you can't do any other activity. Hence, you can say that, this is not a perfect tool to automate the web browsers or the mobile browsers. Basically, you can use this tool for just a native applications itself. Just for an understanding purpose of exactly we can achieve it, we just conducted this lecture. Okay, perfect. Done the deal. Thank you.